got to me. She said we should hook up the boyfriend and boogie. Don't know me, then look on. I'm being the clouds. Pool full of Henny, I drink and I drown.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Harkey Fishing and another fishing report for Table Rock Lake. Got some pretty exciting news on the fishing. It's going really good, but first off, it is July 14th, I believe, and lake level sitting just under 916. I think 915.9 was the last I heard. The seatbelt warning. Make sure you wear your seatbelts and your life jackets. And so anyhow, the lake level sitting at about 915.9. They're just letting a little bit of water out every afternoon to keep up with electrical usage again. No rain. We're in drought. The good news is you don't have to mow much. Bad news is farmers ain't got no hay. So it's hard enough on our farmers. We need some rain. So anyhow, water temperature's running about 88 degrees. And last Friday night, my partner and I had a spectacular night. We ended up weighing 20.55, I believe it was, pounds. So, you know, over a 20-pound bag. It's the best bag that I've ever caught here on Table Rock. I had a 19.9 earlier this year, and so it's been a great year fishing for us overall. You know, for big fish and you know, good quality sacks. And you know, just a little. We fished last night, the Wednesday nighter, and we had 12.3 or 4 pounds. Got third in that one. You know, but a big difference there in weight. We won with the 20.5 pounds. And we won by 6 pounds, so it's you know, it dropped off quite a bit. You know, obviously we found the right spot at the right time, and just a little bit about kind of what we've been doing. These we've been sounding like a broken record as far as quality fish go on these evening and night tournaments. The brush piles for me have been playing the biggest role. I mean and they're not in all of them. You know, honestly, the longer we're doing this, the more we're finding 2 or 3 or 4 brush piles that really are consistent at paying off with good quality fish. And the rest of them, you know, they have some fish on them, but you're just as liable to catch just short fish as you are maybe a 15 or 15 and a quarter incher, you know, which you got to have 5 keepers. But it sure is nice to have those quality ones. And so it's tricky. You just got to keep bouncing around. You got to be patient. Last night, you know, we were sitting there with about 10 pounds of fish in our limit. We had 1 3-pounder and a bunch of 2s and just under 2s, and we'd fished through a brush pile. I think we probably made 10 casts through it with a jig and a big worm, and we, you know, got a bite, and it was another 3-pounder that bumped us up to 3rd place. So huge, you know, huge to catch a fish like that at the last minute, kind of. And but anyhow, you know, these brush piles that we're hitting, we're pretty much hitting them from 20 to 30 feet deep. Most of them seem to be in the 20 to 25 foot range, but if I see a brush pile in 35 feet, I am still fishing that brush pile, you know, because there are some there. We've had some the other day that were about 35. I've had several questions about the thermocline, and I keep forgetting how to look, you know, keep forgetting to check exactly where that's at, just because I've just been a creature of habit hitting these same spots over and over again. But if you ever want to do that, go to your just 2D sonar screen on your fish finder and find your sensitivity or your gain or whatever it calls it on whatever brand you're using, and you know, start cranking that up just really slowly, and you should see a sharp demarcated line across your sonar. You go out, and by the way, you need to be in the deepest part of the channel that you can get in. It's preferably main lake, and turn that up, and you should see a line almost like a bottom at somewhere between 25 and 50 feet. That'd be your thermocline. And a little bit about thermoclines. There's almost always a thermocline this time of year, and there should be one now. I will try to remember and check that Friday and let you guys know. But fish usually don't hang out below the thermocline because the water's just not got a lot of oxygen in it. So those fish want to be right at the thermocline, but they don't really want to be below it. And so it can kind of eliminate a lot of water. If thermocline's sitting at 30 feet and you're fishing a brush pile that's 35 or 40, the only chance of you catching a fish out of that brush pile is if you catch it out the top of the brush pile, right where it gets up on the thermocline. So, you know, keep that in mind. You really don't want to, you know, to be fishing below a thermocline if there is one. And so yeah, the brush piles, we've talked a little bit about the brush piles, and it does seem like the better brush piles are going to be the brush piles that are going to be in on main lake points. You know, if you can find a main lake point that, or a place that has some pretty deep drop off nearby, that's usually your better ones. Both 3-pounders that we had last night came on that style brush pile, and we filled in a lot of keepers on brush piles that were on flats or on points that didn't have deep water by them, but you know, still were good fish. So you know, keep that in mind as you're fishing. I think that's the main thing, is just keep hitting these brush piles. I've not had much luck. Some of the banks that we've always caught them on, you know, fishing down a stretch of bank, we've always caught them on in the summer that usually have a drop off or a ledge on the main lake. We're not finding them, and they're just not there. We've got a couple of really good banks that are always good summertime banks for us. And man, this year, you know, last year we caught them there. This year, nothing. I mean, not even getting bites. And so whatever made them move, I don't know, but you know, brush piles have been the key for us. So brush piles and brush piles. How many times can I say brush piles? Somebody should count and comment how many times I said the word brush pile in this movie. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. You know, keep your lines wet. Appreciate you guys subscribing. Comment if you have any, you know, any content you guys like to see. But otherwise, man, keep your lines tight, take your kid fishing, and go out and catch a big one. See ya.